Well, hello. It is the evening of the 11th of December, and tomorrow I am supposed to be showing you the video you're watching right now on the 12th of December. The 12th of December is a very important birthday, so happy birthday, Marky. But beyond that, you are supposed to be seeing me watch 12 Hallmark movies and respond to them, 12 Hallmark Christmas movies and respond to them. And I actually watch 7.5 in this video. I started watching way back in November and I watch 7.5. The half is a half because I do not finish it. The 90s, Christmas in the 90s or 90s Christmas, something like that. It was not working for me. So just know that I do not finish that one. I will put at the end of this video a little wrap up of me now and give you a few thoughts on it. But I just wanted to say happy birthday. And I just wanted to introduce and explain that this 12 movies of Hallmark to be posted on 12/12, like 12 days of Christmas, I only got through 7.5. In the ranking, well, I'll tell you the new ranking at the end because I rank what I think is halfway through at 6 movies. Yeah, I just got Hallmark movied out. I've watched my last Hallmark film for 2025. I think I need to do something else. Anyway, yeah. Happy watching me watching Hallmark. Hi, welcome to the couch. I have some, not coffee this time, I have eggnog. I love eggnog. It's non-alcoholic eggnog. I just drink the ultra pasteurized egg milkshake, basically. Vanilla egg milkshake that you can get at the store. Nothing special, but I've got my eggnog. I have my remote control because we are gonna watch a bunch of Hallmark movies this episode of Vlogmas. I'm actually going to be recording this video will be weeks in the making because I am not gonna make myself watch 12 Hallmark Christmas movies back to back, but I'm gonna watch 12 Christmas Hallmark movies that I've never watched before. Most of them are gonna be from 2025. Most of them are being released this year, but there are a couple that I wanna watch that are older. And we're gonna watch them, we're gonna react to them, we're gonna rate them, and we're gonna have a good time. The first one we're gonna watch is A Royal Montana Christmas. I have it up on the TV. I'm going to read the little synopsis. It says, this is from 2025. Overwhelmed by her royal duties. Already. All right, this is A Royal Montana Christmas. Overwhelmed by her royal duties, Princess Victoria visits Big Sky Country for Christmas and meets her dashing guide at the ranch. She must decide if love is worth leaving her royal life behind. All right, we're going in. We're going in. Giddy up. Here we go. All right, time for a quick check-in here. So, the princess is from Zlarnia. Zlarnia. I can't even say it without laughing. Zlarnia. And is that like Zurich and Narnia mixed together? Zlarnia. And she has made a deal with her mother that she can do Christmas her way. And apparently her way is going to Montana. But she has to be back to light, before the lighting of the third Advent candle in Zlarnia, which is, I guess, her job. And she's like, oh yes, I will do this, I will do this. She's just arrived in Montana. She has like a helper who's there to kind of guide her through normal life. And she's not listening to him at all, of course. She has the weirdest and worst accent. It's kind of Southern British, like American South British. It's very strange. And I guess it's a Zlarnish accent. And she just met our Montana cowboy by running over the box of Christmas ornaments he left on the sidewalk or on the road, close to the road, kind of on the sidewalk. And she's run them over. And so it's gonna be a enemies to lovers. They hate each other within seconds. She doesn't understand that he's being sarcastic when he tells her she's a great driver, and then he tells her she's ruined Christmas and shakes a box full of broken ornaments. So Montana's Larnia relations are rough right now. They're real rough. Real rough. Awkward. Awkward. Okay, so she's there because it's where her and her father used to go for father-daughter trips at Christmas time when she was young, and he passed away. And so she is missing him. And the guy, we've just cut to commercial, but the guy, there's a dance that she remembers that she wants to have again. And love interest, Mr. Montana, who of course is part of the family that owns the place where she's staying, of course, he doesn't want to have it. And he's not mean about it, but he's just like, we don't have time to do this. We're not doing this. And she's like, I'll do everything. And he's like, no, we're not doing this. And of course, the female friend is there. And she's like, he has his reasons. He'll tell you when he wants to, if he wants to. So obviously he lost his wife at one of these things, or he had a big breakup at one of these things, something. There's going to be some sort of love interest reason why he doesn't want to have the dance. It was his wife's favorite thing. I don't know if there's a wife. If there is, she's dead and she hasn't been mentioned yet. We're 40 minutes into it. We have an hour and 20 minutes left with commercials. So probably an hour left. I don't know if there's a wife yet, but something's going on. Something's going on. Why doesn't he want to have the dance?
To love you, to feed you the food you deserve.
Blue Buffalo started with a promise to feed our dog Blue the
Hey, Lola, you're in this shot. You're in this shot, Lowe's. What are we gonna do about it? The only failure is failure to try. Pops is brutal. Pops is brutal. Didn't catch before that it was firefighter, so now I'm wondering if maybe he lost a brother or something, or a team member, something like that. He coaches, I think, basketball. All right, she's out. She's not into it anymore, but I kind of am. Okay, so she said, just because I'm a princess doesn't mean I'm guaranteed a happily ever after. So just because she's a princess doesn't mean that she is guaranteed a happily ever after. And she feels like she's never given so much of herself to anybody in a very long time. She hasn't given so much of herself to anybody in a very long time. Meanwhile, Huntley, the dude, his name is Huntley. Yes, his name is Huntley. But he doesn't even know she's a princess. They've spent maybe a total of 6-7 hours together. They barely have spoken to each other. They know nothing about each other's pasts, except that he knows her father is dead and that his father taught her father how to whittle a horse. This is the depth of their relationship. And she is smitten. She's so smitten that she is staying to run the dance, which he agreed to have. We don't know why he didn't want to have it in the first place. And she had to convince her mother that she could come for the fourth and final Advent lighting of the candle instead of the third lighting of the Advent candle. You know she's not going to make it home for that final Advent candle. And we still don't know why Huntley didn't want to have the dance. But the dance is going to be pulled off. She's never been so close to someone. And and we're primed, I think, pretty soon for a third act breakup, even though they're not together. Okay, a couple of seconds later, we find out why the dance stopped happening. It's lame. I'm not going to mention it in case you want to watch this movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. But it's not a bad movie. And if you want to watch it, you should. I'm not going to ruin why the dance stopped happening, but it's lame. But my idea was way better. This is lame, lame, lame. But we do know why. Okay, she's told him. She's told him that she is a princess. He went in for a kiss and she pulled away and she had to tell him that she was a princess. But she doesn't just tell him she's a princess. She does it in a really weird way. I won't tell you how, but she does it in a weird way. He gets weird about it and goes to talk to his parents in the morning, and they're like, she's great, you're great together. What's the problem? And he's like, she's a princess. And when he first tells them, his mom is like, oh, don't call her a princess. She's really rolled her sleeves up around here. He's like, no, she's a real princess. Princess Victoria of Zlarnia. And, yeah, there's a cute little thing that I won't tell you about, but there's a cute little twist in here. Yeah, I mean, it's a feel-good movie. It is definitely on the lower quality of Hallmark Christmas movies. Definitely. I keep watching it going, how has only this happened in like an hour and 20 minutes of movie watching? Like, nothing actually has really happened, and yet so much has happened. She's run away from her kingdom. I mean, they know where she is, but like, she's run away from her responsibilities to Montana. They're putting on a dance. There's his backstory and her backstory and this cute thing and the relationship between her and her aide, her helper, and just now there's going to be some kind of toy search in a haystack, and it just, so much is going on for nothing to have happened in this movie. And I just feel like there's next to no character development whatsoever. And I don't always feel that way about Hallmark movies. So the writing of this one is really, really subpar. The acting, whoo, doggies, it is not good. Some of them are much better. I can understand why this one has been released so early in the season. But, you know, if it's 2 a.m. and you're sitting by a Christmas tree drinking some hot chocolate and you're a little bit sleepy and you just want something safe and cute, this is a good movie for that. This is a good movie for that. I'm only going to check in one more time after this to give my reaction to the ending. We're almost there. Okay. The last half hour, 40 minutes, so good. So good. It pulled me in. It pulled me in. They saved all their best acting for the end. Also, it had a really good soundtrack. Like, I was looking up songs on Spotify and adding them to my Christmas music I actually enjoy playlist. Yeah, that was a delight, actually. I am not gonna say, let's give these 5 possible Christmas trees. So I'm gonna give it 3.75 Christmas trees out of 5. 3.75. That last half hour, 40 minutes or so was excellent. It was excellent. Yeah, it was good. It was good. More happened in that last 30 to 40 minutes than in the previous hour and 20 minutes. But at no point was I like, oh, I want to turn this off. At many points, I was like, oh, I want to make fun of this. And then I was totally sucked into the ending. It was a delight. It was a delight. So we're starting kind of mid with a 3.75. At the end, I wasn't going to do this. I didn't know I was going to do this, but now I'm going to say it. At the end of this video, we'll rank all 12 of the movies that I watch. And right now, this is a solid center. Might go lower, might go higher. Let's hope it doesn't go higher. Let's hope there are some really good ones to come. Anyway, I'll be back with another movie in a second. Hi. Okay. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a little less, it's about a week since we watched our first Hallmark movie of the season. We are about to watch Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. It's a Sunday evening. I've spent most of the day doing chores around the apartment, so nothing special here. And I am about to watch a Hallmark movie with you. Last time I had eggnog. This time I have cream soda. There we go, cream soda. It says, an unlucky weatherman hopes to share his Christmastime cheer with his high school crush. Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. Okay, so we're only 14 minutes in, and I already love this. It's so cute, so funny, so sweet. There's this super accident-prone guy, you saw him, Ted Cooper, and he's going home to organize his sister's fundraiser, and his high school crush, as we already read moments ago, his high school crush is a doctor in his hometown, and when a box of ornaments falls on his head because he's very accident prone, he goes to the hospital, and of course she's working there. He is hilarious. I have laughed out loud so many times. Additionally, and I'm not sure how this fits in, but he got off the bus at his hometown, and grabbed his suitcase, but it wasn't his suitcase, it was another woman's suitcase. It was a woman's suitcase, not another woman's. It was a woman's suitcase, and she grabbed his. And I don't know how that's going to pan out, or if that was just to show he's accident prone, but it sure seemed to be like a thing, like a foreshadowing thing. So we'll see what happens, but this is so cute so far. So he just ate a peanut butter cookie. He's been arrested because he was trying to break into his own car because he left his keys in there. He ate a gingerbread cookie that actually had peanut butter in it, which apparently he is allergic to. Luckily, he is always with the doctor when these things happen. Luckily, he is always near the hospital. So she's sticking an EpiPen in his leg right now. And he was there to tour the facility because that's what the fundraiser is for, to raise money for this childhood wing. And it's just cute. It's super cute. It's super funny. He's made good friends. Like his former teacher, he met up with his former teacher or ran into her, and she invited him to go meet her mall walking club. Like they walk around the mall. And when they find out that he grabbed the wrong suitcase, they take him shopping. It's super cute. And now they're going to decorate the doctor's house. And I think probably things will go very wrong with that. But this is super cute. This is really just funny, feel good. The cheese level is perfect, mostly because it's offset by the humor. If this were taking itself seriously, this would be a terrible movie. But because it knows that it's not serious, it knows itself, it's endearing and really, really funny. Yeah, I'm all in on this one. I really, really like Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. So far, I love it. So they've done something I don't like. They've taken what is pretty iconic from Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer, that whole scene where they're on their first date and they get stuck in the escape room and she almost misses her flight to the West Coast. They've taken this couple and they've gone on their first date and they're in an escape room and the guy who's running the escape room falls asleep and now they're stuck in the escape room. You could see it coming from a mile away because he's accident prone, right? He's accident prone. I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see my hand, so I moved it here. But B, it immediately put me in mind of Abby Jimenez. Now, of course, she doesn't have the monopoly on people getting stuck in escape rooms, but it just feels so similar. So similar. Which is a little bit of a bummer. I was really, really into this. It felt so silly and fun and original, and it's still silly and fun, but now it doesn't feel original. I don't know how this is going to affect the rating, but we shall see.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got about 20 minutes left, and for some reason, the doctor thinks that Ted is a player, which is, I mean, I know what the reason is, but it's absolutely ridiculous. But he was just given like a windbreaker outfit by the Soul Sisters, the old ladies that he's walking around the mall with. He was just given one of their outfits and it has the little Soul Sister patch on it. Super, super, super cute. Well, that got real deep at the end. The third act breakup, it was so deep. Of course, there's a happy ending, and I was not anticipating where this went. It ends lighthearted. It ends laughingly, like with laughter, funny. But there was a big talk, big talk about feeling feelings, like feeling your feelings, letting yourself feel your feelings, and not suppressing things, and not keeping things shallow. And the way that it was presented was very, very sudden, but also deep. It was good. It was good. There is the Abby Jimenez thing. There is that. But overall, this is definitely better than the first one. I don't think it's the best, though. Last time it was a 3.75 star. I went and checked. And this time, I think we're going to be at a 4.25 out of 5. 4.25 out of 5. So we're going up. We're going up, and that's a good thing. But I think we can do better. I hope we can do better. Overall, though, that was super fun. I'll see you again in a minute for another one. Hi. It is a Friday night, and we are going to do this. It is almost 10 o'clock on a Friday night, and I am not going to bed, but I'm so tired. And we're going to watch our next movie. We're going to watch our next movie for Hallmark, our 12 Hallmark movies. I totally may fall asleep before this is over, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. This is Flipping for Christmas, and it says, I'm reading the TV right now, it says, it's almost Christmas when busy realtor Abigail agrees to help her sister with the simple flip of a recently inherited home. Unfortunately, co-beneficiary Beau has other plans in mind. So, maybe a little enemies to lovers. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm just gonna jump into it. Too tired to read. Too early to go to bed. It was too long of a week. That's all I'll say. Okay, here we go. Flipping for Christmas.
Make splash and enjoy the new.
It's pretty cute. I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna try not to say that the next time I check in, but I am. Let's just establish that I'm very tired, but it's pretty cute. I'm enjoying it. They co-inherit a house, and the woman wants to flip it and sell it, and the man wants to turn it into a B&B. And yeah, there's a side story about how she's visiting her sister or something, and their father is living with the sister because he's lost everything, including his wife, their mother. And so he keeps kind of putzing around and organizing things and doesn't really communicate with them what's really going on. I think there's going to be something cute that comes out of it. I don't know. We'll see. But so there's like the family stuff and of course the romance stuff and she's high powered and wants to do this thing, and he's chill and kind of wants her to slow down a little bit. You know, it's pretty classic Hallmark movie, pretty classic. But it's cute. So yeah, it'll keep me awake probably, hopefully. We'll see. It's always going to get a Christmas tree. Basically the exact same thing happened with the first movie we watched, the Princess in Montana one. He was like, I need you to come with me on a little excursion. And she was like, okay. And they go and find a Christmas tree. And now he just did the same thing. There's something I need your help with. Let's go to a Christmas tree farm. I'm hanging in there. Got about 20 minutes left of the movie, and there was a huge miscommunication trope usage. Yeah. Before she moves to the town, she gets hired by this land developer, and she's really excited about it. But of course, and he's like a Grinch. And that's not the of course. He is just like a Grinch. But she, in passing, mentions to her assistant something about some land that's for sale in this cute little town that she's in right now, where she has inherited this house and where she is forming this relationship with this guy who is really invested in this town and has memories of this town, has lost people in this town, and is really supportive of all the people in the town. And 11:11 on the clock. And she's falling in love with him. You know, it's a Hallmark movie. She's falling in love with him. But she's also still employed by this land developer who her assistant tells about the land that's for sale. And he is like, well, first of all, no one would ever say this, but he says, let's buy it and gentrify this town. And she's like, gentrify the town? So she tries to circumnavigate it, tries not to lose her job, tries not to lose his trust, but tries to stop it by going directly to the mayor and explaining what he intends to do. And the mayor's like, oh, you're absolutely right. This is not what I want. And so he declines the offer when the offer is made by the guy, but the guy raises the offer by 10% and the mayor takes it. And she happens to be under the stars, laying in the back of a pickup truck, on a bunch of Christmas pillows with the dude date when the call comes in with her boss saying, we got this deal. This is what happened. Good job. And this is awesome. Let's gentrify this land. And she is upset, and the guy notices that she's upset, and so she has to explain to him that it's not what she wanted and she tried to stop it, but he takes it as, you used me to get information and this was your plan all along. And he actually says, again, nobody would ever say this, he's like, just when I started to have feelings for someone. It's a little over the top. Even for a Hallmark movie, it's a little over the top. Or maybe I'm just real tired. I don't know. Probably both. We have about 20 minutes left. Oh my gosh. We have about 20 minutes left. And we'll see if it all comes together, or if they gentrify the town and they have to tear down the Christmas tree farm and she doesn't get to fall in love with him and he becomes an embittered old man who dies alone screaming, get off my lawn. That's my prediction for how this one will end. We'll see. Just in case you were wondering, yes, there is a scene in this movie where he teaches another human being how a birdhouse works. That was maybe the most Hallmarkish movie of all Hallmark movies ever Hallmarked. I think I'm gonna give it I think I'm gonna give it 2.75. 2.75 stars out of 5. It was not my fave. It was okay. I definitely was doing other things. I may have been on Old Navy's website looking for pajama bottoms through more than half of the movie. So definitely not a fave. Not terrible, but I will never watch it again and probably won't even remember it. So yeah, the worst of the bunch thus far. Let's hope it's all uphill from here. All right, we are gonna watch our next Hallmark movie. I have just made some delicious popcorn, and I think we're gonna try a Newport Christmas. It says, the charitable Ella heads out on a boat in 1905 and ends up in 2025. Nick has to figure out how to get her back in time and decide if their newfound love can stand the test of it. I mean, that's a tough romance. right there. Okay, so we are gonna give this one a go. Okay, 30 minutes in, and this movie is adorable. It is just plain old adorable. She was she was angry with her father. She was riding off in her boat and she saw a comet and she wished on the comet she wished for a new life on the comet. And at the same time that she's on her boat, somebody in 2025, in our time period, on the exact same date, but 120 years later, was called to do kind of a rescue or to help with a rescue at the same coordinates where her boat is located in 1905. And when he arrives at the coordinates, suddenly she's on his boat. Or from her perspective, after she finishes wishing for a new life, he's on her boat. And they're in 2025 now, and he works at her estate, which is now a museum. And so he takes her there, and the people who run the museum and him are all kind of coming to terms with the fact that maybe she's not crazy, maybe she's not a scam artist, maybe she's really the person from the past. And it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. I'm loving it. Oops, I got so into it that I watched for an hour without checking in, and then I was like, oh wait, I should probably be talking to you. Shortly after my last update, they started to realize that history was rewriting itself because she was in the future. So things weren't necessarily things didn't necessarily happen in the past the way that they had happened before this time disruption. And so she has been doing good. She's a philanthropist in the past, and she is doing good and wonderful things here and now. She's falling in love with the guy from the boat, of course. But before one of the reasons why she was running away from her father in the beginning was because he had arranged a marriage for her, and she wasn't excited about that. She wasn't excited about getting married at all. She wanted to be able to just be a female philanthropist. And she comes to learn that the man her father had arranged for her to marry had been sent out after her to rescue her when she disappeared from her time period. And he had seen the same comet in the sky, and he had been whisked into the future, but into 2005, not 2025 like she was. And he had been living, because of the way that the comet works, suspend reality, because of the way that the comet works, it's only every 20 years, only on Christmas. Although it wasn't on Christmas when they saw it, it was on the 18th of December, but I guess they're just calling it the Christmas comet. And so he was biding his time for a while, thinking that he would go back when he was able, but he's been living in the present for 20 years, and he's pretty established here. They meet, and he's telling her that he's going to stay. He doesn't want to go back, but that changes everything because they married, as far as she knows, and as far as the history books knew, before all of this weird stuff happened. And so now she's thinking, well, if he can stay, maybe I can stay too. If everything's changing anyway, why don't I just stay and be happy? So there's about half an hour left. I'm really, really loving it. I know exactly what is going to happen, how it's going to unfold. Hallmark thinks they're being so clever with the way that they're planting things, but it's very, very clear exactly what will happen. And I'm here for it. I'm just waiting for it to unfold. I'm really enjoying it. This is 5 stars for me. I'm really, really loving it. So about half an hour left. I rubbed my eye and now I have mascara all over the place. It is 11:11 p.m. on the clock, and we're at a heart-rending moment, so I thought I'd share. We've only got we've got 14 minutes left. 14 minutes. Okay, that was so good. I loved that. That was so good. Yeah, it's just a simple love story. Little bit of time travel. You knew exactly what was going to happen. Like, it was very clear what was going to happen, even though they were trying to be all mysterious about it. And it was lovely. It was really lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I guess it doesn't take much to please me. It probably doesn't take much to displease me either. But I really loved that. That is the one to beat this year so far. Definitely my favorite. Newport Christmas, top of the list right now. I will be watching that again before the season is over, for sure. For sure. Adding it to my list of favorite Hallmark movies. Yeah. I really loved that one. A lot. Very good. Very, very good. Hello. Are you ready for another evening of Hallmark fun? I think that we're starting early enough tonight that we can watch two. I'm very excited about that. We're going to start with one from 2022. This is an old one. So far, we've only been watching them from 2025. But this will be our fifth one, and our fifth one is from 2022. It's called Ghosts of Christmas Always. And it says, the ghost of Christmas present tries to help a poor soul rediscover his holiday spirit. It looks fun. It's like bright. The cover, you've seen the cover before you saw me, the poster for it. It's like bright and colorful and magical looking, and it's obviously got some sort of tie to A Christmas Carol, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun, and we're gonna go ahead and give it a watch. Let's see how it goes. This is adorable. This movie is absolutely adorable. So there's this team of 3 spirits. They've been working together for a really long time. Christmas present, Christmas past, Christmas future. And they work for the afterlife, which is like a company. And there's like a big door into the unknown where a spirit, I guess, is supposed to decide that it's time for them to go through the door and be done with this kind of service. This group has been together for a long time. We don't know how long, but they're the best. They're the best of the best. And in that little clip that you saw at the very beginning, that was just, like to introduce them to us and what they do. We're not following that particular woman. We're actually following Ezra from Pretty Little Liars. He's not playing Ezra, obviously, but it's the actor who plays Ezra in Pretty Little Liars. And he is decidedly not Scroogey, but they are there to help him with something that they normally help people with. And they have to try and figure it out. Like, they are given a case file, kind of, but then they have to try and figure it out. And past can't discuss what they know with present, can't discuss with what they know with future. But they can discuss, like, things they all mutually know. And they're all confused because they don't have the right information. And they can't figure out what's wrong with this guy. And so we've watched Past so far, and his father is really Scroogey, but his grandfather and him are incredibly selfless, incredibly kind, full of the Christmas spirit, full of loving kindness. And they're now doing present, And our ghost of Christmas present is the young, pretty blonde one. She is the ghost of Christmas present. And after that scene that you saw, she popped back to her own, like, before death hometown just to kind of see it. And she actually met the guy, Ezra. She actually met the guy that they're helping this Christmas, and that's not supposed to have happened. And on top of that, he remembered meeting her, and that is definitely not supposed to happen. And so something strange is going on, something very odd, and this is absolutely magical. It's a magical movie. I really like it. I like the color. I like the close-ups. I like the way they get their shot. I like the way they're telling the story. Everything has little chapters. I like the way that the people talk to each other. I like the way they're dropping little hints about what the thing might be. Like maybe this is her thing, not theirs. Although she's she's pretty not Scroogey too. But there's some reason why she was able to be remembered by him and seen by him. And I think she's from the far past because, like, I think she died. She's the ghost of Christmas present, but I think she died a long time ago because where he saw her was in like an old rundown place, and she said that she used to work there, and he was like, oh, this has not been around for a very, very long time. So yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery, but it's also just so endearing. It's so endearing. This is definitely on its way to being a 5-star for sure. I really, really like this. So no wonder he was so not Scroogey. He was the wrong guy. They were supposed to be unscrooging his father this whole time. And it's a problem because A, he can see all of them. How can he see all of them? B, it seemed like he had achieved something, that he makes a change. And they return thinking that they're done with their job, and then talking through the thing with their boss, they come to realize that she told them the wrong name. And now they have to figure out what they're going to do because he's made a change to his life that's going to be like life altering, and he can see all of them and he can remember all of them, and he was flirting with the ghost of Christmas present. There's something going on here, and nobody really knows what's going on except for maybe the ghost of Christmas future, who is keeping his lips sealed. But yeah, this is good. This is so good. Okay, what you're about to see. This.
I don't really understand what any of this means, but I do know this one very important thing, which is that you are somebody that I could love, and I think that you could love me too. Now that I know that that's possible, I don't ever want to settle. And if I never feel this way again, then at least I felt it once.
Okay, that actually made me cry. Oh my word, it was so good. Oh, it was so good. That's gonna be one of my favorite movies of all time. Not just like a favorite weird Christmas Hallmark movie. I loved that. I loved that so much. I had to wait to stop crying before I came on here. That was so good. I can't tell you what happened. But it was so good. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know if I can watch another one. I was going to watch 2 tonight, but I don't know if I can watch another one because I don't know if, like, I want to risk not having a really good one. Oh, that was so good. Let's watch another one. Let's watch another one. Okay, it's been about half an hour. I'm a little bit emotional still, but we're gonna go ahead and go into our next movie. In 5 minutes, it's gonna start. We're gonna watch it live. I didn't record this one. We're not gonna go onto like Peacock or whatever and find it. We're just gonna watch it while it airs. This one stars Hallmark movie royalty. It's got Lacey Chabert and Anthony Walker, two like classic Hallmark movie actor and actresses. And I don't know if they've ever done a movie together. Probably they have. Maybe they haven't, but I've seen both of them in a lot of Hallmark movies over the years. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be run-of-the-mill classic Hallmark movie. Somebody's going to be baking, all of that fun stuff. It says that it is about a woman unexpectedly falling for a widowed father. Is that unexpected? Unexpectedly falling for a widowed father while evaluating if his 11-year-old daughter should be on Santa's naughty or nice list. So there we have it. It's pretty cute. We're at our first commercial stop, so I thought I'd check in. She works for an organization that determines whether or not kids are naughty or nice. She has 72 hours per kid to figure it out. She can usually figure it out in like 5 seconds. She has a new assistant who is questioning her methods, saying, you know, you come to these assumptions very, very quickly. How do you know this wasn't just a mistake? Or how do you know they didn't intend to do this later, or, you know, whatever. And she's like, when somebody shows you who they are, you just accept it. So she's been following this kid, this girl who is confusing her because she'll do something that seems to be very naughty, but then follow it up with something that is very nice. And she can't quite figure it out. So she follows her to her house, and she's not supposed to make contact with any of the family members or actually enter the property. And she accidentally makes contact with the father. And yeah, we'll see what happens from there. This isn't my favorite movie. It's okay. She's supposed to be watching this kid. She's accidentally dating the dad now, and the daughter is totally aware that they're dating and that he likes her, and she's very annoying, incredibly annoying in her attempts to keep them apart and break them up and scare the woman and keep her away. The mom died, so the daughter is 11 and she doesn't want her dad falling in love with some other woman. It's fine. It's a very lot cliche. And the characters, like, it's definitely what you think of when you think of a Hallmark movie, which I kind of knew going into it. It's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible. If I hadn't started it for this, I probably would change the channel right now, but I'll go ahead and finish it. I'm editing some videos on some Vlogmas videos on my computer while I'm watching, so it's okay, but it's not great, especially after the first one we watched today. That one's hard to beat, though. That one would be hard to beat. So it's over, and it was fine. It had some kind of cute spots near the end, but overall I would rate it at maybe a 2.5 on a scale of 5. Yeah, not my favorite, but that's okay. They can't all be amazing, otherwise I would cry a lot. a lot. So yeah, it was okay. If you're gonna leave one off your list to watch, that would be the one for me. That one, and we watched that other one earlier. I think it was the second one we watched. So we've had two duds this out of the first 6. We're halfway through. We only have 6 more to watch before I post this. Ooh, that's exciting. Hello, are you ready for another Hallmark video? Hallmark movie. We are gonna watch A Dickens of a Holiday. This is another old one that I've never seen. This is from 2021, and it says, to mark the 100th anniversary of a Victorian festival, Cassie invites movie star and former high school classmate Jake to play Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. So we're gonna watch that, and I've actually ordered some garlic fries and a BLT from a place, and had it delivered, had it DoorDashed. It is 5 o'clock, and it has been dark outside for more than 45 minutes. Like, not just kind of like sundown, but like dark outside. Feels like it's about 8 o'clock, but it's only 5 o'clock. And we're gonna watch this and maybe a second one tonight if I can pull it off. We might watch 2 tonight. But yeah, we're gonna do that. Are you ready? A Dickens of a Holiday. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we are about half an hour in, and it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. It's unbelievable. There is this small town called Dickens, and every year they throw Dickens Days, and the main feature of Dickens Days is A Christmas Carol. And this woman who grew up in Dickens has returned from New York, where she's been directing off Broadway, so that she can direct A Christmas Carol. But she's directing her former high school teacher as Scrooge. He's older, and he loses his voice. He has a node on his vocal cord, and so he actually is not allowed to speak for a month at least. The understudy didn't think that they would have to be the understudy, so when they went a trip to Jamaica, they left and went on the trip to Jamaica. Of course, there is another actor, former resident of Dickens, who asked our leading lady out to the prom when they were in high school. These people are like late 20s, early 30s, okay? When they were in high school, he asked her to the prom and she said no. So she is terrified of calling him to ask him to come be in the play to play Scrooge, because he is a professional actor. He has his own acting franchise. He's an action actor. He's basically Tom Cruise. And he wants to be taken more seriously as an actor because he wants to be cast as the lead role in The Dunes of Eastland, which is a book that they made up. It sounds so awful, but I'm thinking it's supposed to sound like East of Eden. And he is longing to play the main character in that to make his mother proud, because it was her favorite book. And he doesn't feel like, well, the message he's getting from everyone is that he's not a serious actor. So, in order to prove himself a serious actor, what better way does he have than to go to his small, tiny Hallmark movie hometown, which no one has ever heard of, to play the lead role in the community theater production of A Christmas Carol. So when she calls him, he's like, sure thing, I'll be there. To be fair, he does try and, you know, he plays the Hollywood card. Like, he's so busy, he's so important, but he shows up to play this character. Maybe partly because he still likes her, yeah, sure, he still likes her, and mostly to try and prove himself to be a real actor, which, suspend reality. You have to suspend reality, but it's really cute. It's really cute. The acting is good. Sometimes the acting in these is so, sometimes the actors take themselves too seriously. They're in a stinking Hallmark movie, for crying out loud. Sometimes they're like acting as if they're Bette Midler in Stella or something. I don't know, but sometimes they take themselves so seriously. In this, it is humorous. It is funny. I think that I love the Hallmark movies when they know what they are. When they try to be a serious film, no. No. But this one is fun. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Only half an hour in. Let's see where it goes. So he's really gotten into his role. He actually is doing very well, I think. As far as like the actual actor who's being the actor. This really is a well-acted Hallmark movie. But we're about 20 minutes from the end now, and he's totally in love with the woman, and she doesn't know, or she doesn't want to admit, or she's not believing. I don't know. She's under the impression that they're just friends, but they are definitely more than friends. Definitely more than friends. And he still wants the role that would make his mother proud, but he's really focusing on trying to get the spotlight on her as a director, because she is trying to reestablish herself as a director after a messy divorce and a marriage that took her away from work. And he's like, you're actually really, really good at this, and I want you to get the credit that you deserve. And so he's like, there's one line where his assistant is like, this is all about you, or shouldn't this all be about you, or something like that. And he's like, oh, he says it's not about me. And the assistant is like, but isn't it always all about you? And he's like, not this time, because it's all about her. Totally into her. 20 minutes left. I don't know what's going to go wrong, but something will go wrong somewhere. Oh, goodness. Moments after I just checked in with you, something went wrong. So his assistant has been sending films of the rehearsals. Films of the rehearsals to the director and the producer of the movie that he wants to get in on, the Dunes of Eastland, that wouldn't give him the time of day. And of course, because of this community theater production, they are like, oh yes, let's book him for this multi-million-dollar drama extravaganza. And I'm sorry, that's just so off the wall ridiculous, but that's okay. It's a Hallmark movie. And so his assistant is like, they want to meet with you, but you have to come to this Christmas Eve party. And of course, he can't go to the Christmas Eve party and be Scrooge in the community production that got him the invite to the Christmas party. He is adamant that he's not going to go, that he's going to stay. He's going to give up that opportunity. He's going to not attend the party. He's going to stay and play Scrooge. He's adamant. And she is adamant that it's what he's wanted for so long. It's the whole reason he came back to the town. And if he gives that up, he's going to be regretting it for the rest of his life. And she's like, you have to go. And he's like, I'm not going to go. And she's like, well, then I'm kicking you off the show. And he says, what about us? And she's like, there's no us. I'm not ready for an us. I'm still trying to get over my ex-husband. And we have just 15 minutes left in the show. I told you it happened moments after I checked in with you. So 15 minutes left in the movie. How will it end? How will it ever be resolved? We shall see. Okay, the end of this is actually squee worthy. It's so good. It's so good. She sends him off. He decides he's going to go. He doesn't decide really. He's just kind of obeying her. And she tells the cast that he's gone and that she sent him away and that she's going to play Scrooge. So she's ready she's all dressed up. It's opening night. All the people are in the seats. You know, how angry would you be if you were told, like, you're going to go get to see Tom Cruise for a $15 community theater ticket, and then they're like, actually, it's played by Cindy Hansen. But that's okay. Because that was genuinely lovely. I really, really enjoyed that. I think that was one of the best ones we've seen. And I had such skepticism about it at the beginning. I was like, oh, this is going to be so bad. And I loved it so much. It was so lovely. It was one of the better love stories that we've seen so far as the 7 movies we've now seen, the 7 Hallmark movies we've now seen this season. It was one of the better love stories, one of the more believable love stories. They had chemistry, and lots of times these actors do not. So that was really, really sweet. I so enjoyed that. That was good. It is a little bit later. I think we'll try one more. I think we'll do a double feature tonight. Ooh, how exciting on a weeknight. Double feature. Well, since I have you, let's just pick it now. Let's see. I have some recorded. I have one called 90s Christmas from 2024. A workaholic lawyer destined to spend Christmas alone is transported back to 1999 after an unexpected run-in with a particularly wise rideshare driver. That sounds fun. I have Tidings for the Season, which is a 2025 news anchor. Maybe we'll watch that tomorrow. I'm not feeling that one. I have A Keller Christmas Vacation, a 2025 adult siblings join their parents on a Christmas cruise through Europe. Not really feeling that one right now. And I have Single on the 25th. 2 single people pretend to not be single together, but they don't fake date. Again, not feeling it. I think let's do the 90s. Let's do a 90s Christmas. Let's do a 90s Christmas. Hello again. You saw my ranking for movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I would now that I've watched movie 7 and 0.5 of 8, I would now have the 90s Christmas movie as the lowest ranked, everything else staying the same, and putting the 7th movie as the highest ranked. So just bookend the ranking that I showed you for the first 6, bookend them with 90s movie going at the last and Dickens Christmas going at the first. Yeah, that's how it falls. That's how it falls. And I will see you tomorrow. And until we meet again, let's go watch a Hallmark movie. No more. Let's go read.